thing we need to notice is that they do not say number 1 and number 2 on the poll. They don't do that. So if you ask people to go and vote for number 7 or for number 6, there are no numbers on it. You are inviting them to count. I remember very well in 2008. That is why when Professor Mills came up with third in 2008, and we'll show it to you, his PR people designed something to resonate with the third. And they said, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, bah! Father, Son, Holy Ghost, bah! And they went around the country with a campaign that Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. There's nothing on the ballot that says number 6 or number 3 or number 7, number 2. It doesn't say that. So you have an advantage to say you are number 1 because that's easy to determine. And advantage to say you are number 0, that is to say number at the end, because that's also easy to determine. In 2008, there were several complaints of Akufo-Addo being number 1 and people obtaining ballot papers where number 1 had been cut off by a scissors. I don't know whether that's true, but people have sent me photographs of that. And we had those rumors in 2008. So yes, this is our main story for tonight. Now, let's get on to our other stories. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Let me take my paper here, take my position on the touchscreen, and then we start with the stories. Okay, let's begin with Galamsey. Galamsey is a big story right now, isn't it? And the police are looking at the Galamsey situation. But I'd like to remind viewers of the irresponsibility of Tony Aubin, because up till now, the police have not called him, civil society have not called him, because we said that they don't want to talk about it, but our viewers are many, and we like our viewers because they are many and they give us a lot of influence. So we are going to put Tony Aubin out again, name him and shame him. This was a politician who was in charge of the Chamber of Mines. He went to the Galamsey sites in 2020 and told the Galamseyers that they shouldn't worry. If they vote for John Mahama, they will be allowed to come back and do their Galamsey work. Tony Aubin is still a member of the John Mahama campaign. He is still responsible for the work that is going on in the mines, and the John Mahama policy on mining and all of that is still run by Tony Aubin. Tony Aubin is a dangerous human being to the progress of Ghanaians because he's part of the reason why our water is polluted. In 2020, if John Mahama had won, he had told them that they can go and pollute the water. We do not have evidence yet. Everybody is talking about Akonta mining. The chairman of my board, Ken Ashigbe, talks about Akonta mining. Nobody talks about Tony Aubin. Tony Aubin is guilty, and he's one of the most dangerous politicians for the purpose of Galamsey. Show the video again.
Obeka na mebua after on the 11th, on the 7th, and she say ya wo at the man because on one better kwat na ho. Say the be ya yenu anu bre o boy adwuma check akre. Mutu be nya sa fini bi. Now so ya sa e ma ti so afet wa ma a obeka akọ han. Now so dia ba be adwuma. Now so do krom no nko ko so aye edi hie. Enti wo akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e do that. Ya pete adwuma na be ha no. Obehunu say the land in the city. Obeka na mebua after on the 11th, on the 7th, and she say ya wo at the man because on one better kwat na ho. Say the be ya yenu anu bre o boy adwuma check akre. Mutu be nya sa fini bi. Now so ya sa e ma ti so afet wa ma a obeka akọ han. Now so dia ba be adwuma. Now so do krom no nko ko so aye edi hie. Enti wo akoto aba no a John Dramani Mahama e do that. Ya pete adwuma na be ha no. Obehunu say the land in the city. Obeka na mebua after on the 11th, on the 7th, and she say ya wo at the man because on one better kwat na ho. Say the be ya.
You saw Tony Aubin. He's the one arrowed. He's not the one speaking, but he's the one that the speaker. Who's the speaker again? Give me his name. Kweku Boahin, a high-profile person on the NDC. I'll get his designation for you. Kweku Boahin is telling the miners because they already know Tony Aubin. He's in charge of the Ghana Chamber of Mines. They already know him. And they are saying that this is Tony Aubin. He's the one who will be doing it when John Mahama comes. He's here and he's telling you that go and vote for John Mahama and you can do your work. Listen to the video again.
Mutu be nya sa fini bi. Now so ya sa e ma ti so afet wa ma a obeka akọ han. Now so dia ba be adwuma. Now so do krom no nko ko so aye edi hie. Enti wo akoto aba no a John Dramani Mahama e do that. Ya pete adwuma na be ha no. Obehunu say the land in the city. Obeka na mebua after on the 11th, on the 7th, and she say ya wo at the man because on one better kwat na ho. Say the be ya yenu anu bre o boy adwuma check akre. Mutu be nya sa fini bi. Now so ya sa e ma ti so afet wa ma a obeka akọ han. Now so dia ba be adwuma. Now so do krom no nko ko so aye edi hie. Into Quacotuabano, John Dramani Mahama, a two direct.
I've seen some documents going around about Tony Aubin says he's suing us for something. What's he suing us for? We are ready. He should sue us. The Chamber of Mines person, you went to stand at the Galamsey, he's a lawyer. You went to stand at the Galamsey place. The NDC Boahini was telling them that you are the reason why they will be able to continue Galamsey when John Mahama wins. And you say that you are suing? Suing? Really? He should take out the legal action. He should take out the rates of defamation. We are ready for it. This is Tony Aubin. He's the most dangerous politician around when it comes to Galamsey. He's a very clever man, very, very nice man, a very decent person. But when it comes to Galamsey, he's the most dangerous politician because he's the one who stands aloof. When his party people are using his name and his influence in the mining sector to encourage Galamseyers that a vote for John Mahama is a free ride to Galamsey. That's what Tony Aubin stood in 2020 and allowed. And that's why we're going to repeat it. I'm repeating it because I saw his someone letter that he's going to take legal action on something. Yes, he should take the legal action. He should. Because he is guilty of Galamsey. That's what he is. He ought to be found so by any court. And civil society should not just look at it and pretend that they haven't seen it. He's a member of civil society. He is. And he was in the pit right there when he was being introduced by the NDC guy, telling Galamseyers that this is your safe haven. All you need to do is to elect John Dramani Mahama. Now, if you combine that with President Mahama saying that he will give amnesty to all Galamseyers, and I believe President Mahama didn't just say that. He must have said that because Tony Aubin told him to say that. Because President Mahama is the president, he's campaigning, he's receiving documents from various people. I assume that Tony Aubin is the one who prepared the documentation on Galamsey. And so Tony Aubin, we hear that you want to take legal action against us. He's a very respectable man. But on this one, he's guilty. He's a guilty politician. He ought to come and issue a disclaimer that on that day he didn't hear what the guy was saying. Maybe he didn't hear it. Or that he doesn't understand the language in which the guy was communicating because the guy spoke in Twi. So maybe he doesn't understand the language in which the guy was communicating, so that's okay. Otherwise, when you talk of Galamsey, you remember Tony Aubin and you pray for him. Remember Tony Aubin when you talk of Galamsey. Remember the NDC campaign in 2020 when the government sent security forces there to stop the Galamseyers. Some of the NDC members decided that this was a way to win votes. Go and check the results of 2020, and we have checked. NPP lost in all the Galamsey areas. NDC won in all the Galamsey areas. What does it mean? That is how come you saw the parliament. This part of the reason why the parliament was closing, because NDC went with a political message to the people that, look, they are bringing soldiers to kill you. We won't kill you. We will allow you to do your work. Because they were looking for votes. These kinds of politicians must be uprooted from our society. They must be demobilized and they must be emasculated completely from our society. Because if we don't do that and we continue to look at Galamsey like an ostrich, like it's Akufo-Addo's problem, like it is Abu Jinapo's problem, like it's an MPP problem, and then they just pick up Galamsey weeks to election so that MPP will take soldiers there, which they should do, but then NDC, instead of supporting that, they will go behind and tell the people that if you vote for us, we will let you do the Galamsey. It's all an immoral campaign for votes. It's an immoral campaign for votes. And who is the architect? Tony Aubin is the architect of these things. He says he's taking us to court. We are completely ready for him. He should come to the court. Some of these things can be very annoying. Okay, let's continue with the program. Remember that if your friend hasn't started watching, tonight we're doing Notice of Poll. Notice of Poll 1992, Notice of Poll 1996, Notice of Poll 2000, Notice of Poll 2004, 8, 12, 16, 20. Why is first more important, or why is third more important than second and first more important than this? Now though, we go to free SHS. It's come back on the table again. NDC started free SHS talk in this campaign by saying that they created it. And then, as I keep saying, we browbeat them, they ran away. They've not said it again. They said it in a press conference, it didn't show up in their manifesto. They have not said it again. No NDC person has said it since that day that they brought free SHS. But it was said by John Dramani Mahama himself. And it was said by Jenan Opoku-Agyeman themselves. Other people laughed at it. We came here and completely browbeat them that they shouldn't even come there. In fact, we're very ferocious in that presentation. Since then, they didn't say it again. It has now come back onto the ballot. You know what they're saying now? They say they are going to improve the free SHS, which is great. I think it's a politician says, I'm going to improve something. It's fantastic. That's good. That's correct. It's great. Okay? But I always get disappointed, not because of John Dramani Mahama, because you see, when John Mahama stands to speak, viewers, we have to be clear about this. When John Mahama stands to speak, he speaks in the same capacity as J.A. Kufuor stands to speak. He speaks in the same capacity as J.J. Rawlings stands to speak. John Mahama stands to speak as former president of Ghana, not former president of NDC. No. John Mahama speaks as former president of Ghana. So it behooves the people who are working for John Mahama to know that they carry a heavier burden than those who are working for somebody who is not president of Ghana, who doesn't speak as former president of Ghana. I was completely beside myself with disappointment when I saw how the Sami Jemfis of this world, the Omane Boames of this world, and the Joyce Bauer Modgaris of this world allowed the former president to say something like this. And I'm going to show you to you what he said. Because they always have to say something about free SHS, which is okay. The new philosophy and policy is that they have to say they are improving it, which is great. Better than to claim ownership of it when it's not theirs. They say that they are improving it. It's fantastic. But viewers, if I show you what President Mahama said as an example of the improvement in the way in which he's going to implement it, you would agree with me that for a former president, whoever was his handler has done the nation a disservice. This is what John Dramani Mahama said in improving free SHS. Have a listen.
Free SHS are yebes you know. Sikana yedema national buffer stock no. Yenfa maumubium. Yedi sikano beko secondary school honye diama headmaster no. Na waba amasa manjum. No abeto gari woho. No abeto mo. No ato beans. No ato granola paste. No ato agbelima. Bibia for dani here so mbedibia. Aponchio no ato.
What do you think about these viewers? All of us have been to secondary school. I'd like you to hear John Mahama again. Maybe you are worried about, did you hear right or didn't you hear right? I'd like you to hear it again. All of us have been to secondary school. Most of us have been to secondary school. You remember the secondary school routine. You remember the role of the headmaster. President Mahama, in pursuit of improving free SHS, is giving the headmaster a new role. Can you imagine that? The headmaster should go to market. The headmasters are not there doing nothing. If you go to a regular secondary school, the headmaster is a course convener. My headmaster was a teacher. Mr. Piedu taught geography. He's a geography master, as we call them. He's a geography master. He's coming to teach geography. Some headmasters teach English. Some headmasters teach geography, as I said, English, history, literature. Headmasters teach. In addition to teaching, they have huge administrative authority and responsibility. In addition to all that, they are sometimes called the course conveners. But this is a new role for them in improving free SHS. To improve free SHS, take the headmaster from the classroom and send him to the market. Listen to John Mahama.
Free SHS are yebes you know. Sikana yedema national buffer stock no. Yenfa maumubium. Yedi sikano beko secondary school honye diama headmaster no. Na waba amasa manjum. No abeto gari woho. No abeto mo. No ato beans. No ato granola paste. No ato agbelima. Bibia for dani here so mbedibia.
I don't know. This is Odadie, the best school in Accra. No, in Ghana, sorry, actually in the world. Now, this school gate, it's about 15 minutes from the headmaster's office. And about, from the time when I was there, where the headmaster lived, about 25 minutes from the headmaster's home. He lived on campus. So, this is the school gate from Presec. The nearest market to Presec is Medina Market. Medina Market is about maybe 35 minutes from Presec Gate to Medina Market. President Mahama is saying that in improving free SHS, the Presec headmaster must leave Presec, go to the nearest market, which is Medina. If you go to Makola, it's worse. But he's going to Medina, it's a near market. Go to Medina to go and buy what? Please play the video. Let's list the thing. He said, play the video again. Play the video. Agbelema, rice, something. Play the video again.
Free SHS are yebes you know. Sikana yedema national buffer stock no. Yenfa maumubium. Yedi sikano beko secondary school honye diama headmaster no. Na waba amasa manjum. No abeto gari woho. No abeto mo. No ato beans. No ato granola paste. No ato agbelima. Bibia for dani here so mbedibia. Aponcho.
This is St. Augustine's, the Presec in Cape Coast. And I don't know Cape Coast very well, but St. Augustine is near the sea. So the St. Augustine's headmaster is being implored by President Mahama under the policy that he's advocating for improvement of free SHS to now leave the headmaster. The question is, what is the regime right now? What's the status quo? So the status quo is that there's something called the National Buffer Stock set up by Akufo-Addo. It wasn't there. Akufo-Addo set it up. National Buffer Stock. It wasn't there. It's set up. So the National Buffer Stock receives produce from planting for food and jobs, farmers. So government buys the produce from the farmers and keeps a National Buffer Stock. National Buffer Stock has a document which says Presec need 60 bags of rice. Accra Academy needs 100 bags of beans. Wesley Girls needs agbelema. Granite paste is for Holy Child. There was a song that our disco boys used to sing. You see the song? That song. Na tilapia eya disco dio. Mumfa momonema kwa boche. Mumfa something ma St. Augustine's. Na tilapia eya a disco dio. A disco people sing a song like that. So granite paste is for Holy Child. Star Kist is for Achimota. Vanilla cake is for Presec. And Wesley Girls have already started, and vanilla cake is for Presec. So that's what the National Buffer Stock does, okay? So the National Buffer Stock has a reconciliation process with the Ghana Education Service, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, and the Scholarship Secretariat. So they sit together and then they reconcile what Holy Child wants. So if Holy Child say they want something ridiculous, it is compared to what Wesley Girls want, and it's queried. Dr. Duchuma does that very well. He queries all of those things, and then the food goes to the school. It goes to the Beza. The Beza receives it. He gives it to the people. They mark it, and then the school goes on. President Mahama says he doesn't want that anymore. I don't know whether he's alleging that there's some corruption at Buffer Stock, which is very possible. But if there's corruption at Buffer Stock, is that the way to stop it? Is that the way to cure the corruption at Buffer Stock? To send the headmaster to the Amasama market? How many times you see headmaster at market buying food for 10,000 children? Presec has a population of 10,000, 8,000. The headmaster should go to market, Amasamai, and go and buy a Agbelima for 10,000 students. That is the improvement of free SHS? I beg to differ. Is that the improvement for free SHS? I beg to differ. Now, it beats my imagination. Dr. Omanebo Ama, full doctor. Sami Jemfi, full lawyer. Joyce Bauer, full lawyer. These are the principal advisors to President Mahama who look at the document that he's going to talk about. This is what they allowed the former president to go and say. The former president of Ghana. This is what he said. That he wants to improve the free SHS of the children. He's going to send the headmaster to Amasama market to go and buy Agbelima. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I don't understand the language. Viewers, good evening, Ghana official. Please send me your message. Explain to me. I don't want messages that are agreeing with me necessarily. You may agree. But I want somebody who understands what John Mahama is saying to explain to me. Explain to me. Let me understand it. Headmaster, you want to, okay, first you say you brought free SHS. Now you didn't bring it anymore. You improve it. Fantastic. I think a policy that says I'll improve free SHS, it's a great thing. Because no matter how good free SHS is, we can continue improving until we can improve no more. Good, better, best. May I never rest until my good is better and my better best. Then we jump. Good, better, best. May I never rest until my good is better and my better best. Then we jump. My better best. So free SHS can improve. It has to improve. Everything that we are doing has to improve. Even America is improving. China is improving. So as for improving, it's a sine qua non. We can't do without it, okay? So if John Mahama says he's going to improve it, it's great. But when you say you are going to improve it, then the next angle of the conversation is, how are you going to improve it? He's going to send the headmaster to Amasama market to go and buy Agbelima. Tamale Senior Secondary School is a school of John Dramani Mahama himself. And it's a beautiful school with nice trees coming out. Haruna Idris also went to school there. I don't know the nearest market there, But John Mahama says, it's not about John Mahama. You see, John Mahama speaks as former president of Ghana, not president of NDC. He's a treasure, a national treasure. That's why we continue to pay him. A taxpayer, you and I, we still pay John Mahama, and we ought to pay him because he's former president of Ghana. We pay John Kufuor, we pay J.J. Rawlings and his family. We pay all the presidents, even those who may have passed, because they are former presidents of Ghana. They are national treasures. John Dramani Mahama is a national treasure. Why are the people around him doing this to the national treasure? Why do you let the president go and say this? That the headmasters will go to market to go and buy Agbelema, and that is an improvement of free SHS. Improvement. Anyway, maybe we take the messages. Let's go to campaign photographs and see that. Give me one of the songs if you have it. It's raining. And then we can use that to look at the photographs. Tonight, we are going to Notice of Poll. It's our main story. Those who are just joining us, you read our flyer this evening. Bossman Asare is not on our show tonight. He'll come on our show in the next edition of the show. He's very busy. He's doing too many things. So, yes, these are the photographs that are now showing. Where is this, by the way? Yeah, give me that. Give me studio sound. It is raining all around me. I can feel it. The lads are rain. Ride on Jesus. Give us more rain until we are filled and we are so with the lads are rain. It is raining all around me. I can feel it. The lads are rain. Ride on Jesus. Give us more rain until we are filled and we are so with the lads are rain. Ride on Jesus. Give us more rain. Give us more rain until we are filled and we are so with the latter rain. It is raining all around me. I can feel it. The lads are rain. Ride on Jesus. Give us more rain until we are filled and we are so with the latter rain. It is raining all around me. I can feel it. The lads are rain. Ride on Jesus. Give us more rain until we are filled and we are so with the latter rain. Ride on Jesus. Give us more rain until we are filled and we are so. Okay, that was Central Region photographs, and good evening to the parliamentary candidates, Mr. Lawrence Ajinsam, Managing Director of the Ghana Exim, also in Central Region, making the impossible possible. Okay, and safe ride to all our parliamentary and presidential teams riding across the country and campaigning so hard and making Ghana's democracy look more beautiful. Tonight, our big story is the Notice of Poll. But we have a story from yesterday, isn't it? You know, I'm quite worried about the matter of Kwame Nkrumah's birthday, which is celebrated on 21st September. And Now we want to formally write and ask whether the 21st September date was chosen as a commemorative date, or was it chosen as a, because from the account that we have read, and that's what journalists are supposed to do, so we try to do our work. From the account that we have read, Nkrumah's birthday is 18 September, as according to Kwame Nkrumah himself. He didn't say his birthday is 21st, he said his birthday is 18 September. And he wrote this account in 1956, 5-6, and he said, my birthday is 18 September. I do not know why in 2008, or was it 9, we go to Parliament with Nkrumah's birthday and we say 21st September. I don't know, maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe it's a date that Nkrumah liked, something around that. I'm not so sure, because then, so we are writing this letter to the Clerk of Parliament. We tried to send it to the clerk today. Apparently, Parliament is on recess and they cannot receive it. They will let us know when they can receive it. But we'll try to put this letter to the Clerk of Parliament. And also, we are sending a copy to the Attorney General, the majority leader in Parliament, who is a Minister for Justice, a leader in Parliament. We are sending to the Minister for Interior, who is in charge of holidays. And to let people understand that Nkrumah's birthday, as identified here, in his own account, is 18 September. It's not 21st September. Why are we celebrating Nkrumah's birthday on 21st September? Nothing wrong with celebrating it. We need to celebrate as first president of Ghana. But should we not get the date right as a country? Let's see this then. All right. So this is our letter on our letterhead. It's to the Clerk of Parliament, Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, Angola Lane, Accra, 24th September 2024. Dear Sir, celebration of Nkrumah's birthday. So we write as follows. Dear Sir, celebration of Nkrumah's birthday. Kindly receive the compliments of the day from myself and the entire production team of Good Evening Ghana. Okay, I go on. As your good self is aware, the 21st day of September every year has been earmarked to celebrate the birthday of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. By an executive instrument passed by the then President H.E. John Evans Atta Mills, the 21st September was and has been designated as a holiday by the government and people of Ghana. This day has been marked not only as a celebration, but has also been considered indeed as the day of the birth of Ghana's first president. Okay. Despite the good intentions of those who earmarked it as a holiday, it has come to the notice of myself and the team of Good Evening Ghana that the said day may not be the actual day of birth of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We arrived at this conclusion as a result of his autobiography, which detailed his negotiations with the British government for the grant of independence to our much-cherished republic. On page 281 of the book, Ghana, the autobiography of Kwame Nkrumah, Kwame Nkrumah notes thus. He said, it was Monday, 17 September. I had a full morning's work ahead of me, and I was going over my diary of appointments. Suddenly, there was a ring from the telephone that connected me directly with the governor. I continue. He further goes on to narrate the discussions that ensued between he and the then governor of the Gold Coast. He notes that he was informed at the meeting that Ghana will be independent. However, this is we talking. However, what is worth of note, we're writing to the clerk, is found on page 283 of the same book. He further notes, and quote, that the day following this news was my 47th birthday. Nkrumah said, Monday, 17th September, he received a call from the governor. He continues by saying, the day following this news was my 47th birthday. The day following 17th September is not 21st September. The day following 17th September is 18th September, and he was writing in 1956. And that's when Nkrumah turned 47. So in 1956, Nkrumah wrote, I don't want us to look like a republic that doesn't read. Because we do, we read. So I don't want it to look like a republic that doesn't read. I'm hoping that the Ghana Journalists Association will take up an interest in this. It's in Nkrumah's biography. So many copies of it are lying at the University of Ghana bookshop. Go and look at it. It's painted red, gold, green. Plenty of Nkrumah's. If you don't have it, call Tuase, the boy, what's his name? Kwame Tuase also. He has so many of Nkrumah's books, gives it to me. If you don't have it, call Ambassador Kwesi Pratt. If you can't find Kwesi Pratt, go and call Kwame Danso. He is the running mate of Alan Chematin. Kwame Danso is Kwesi Pratt's son-in-law. He will have Nkrumah's autobiography. It is in Nkrumah's autobiography. And I'm wondering about the Nkrumahs. The Convention People's Party produced a copy, a letter to them, the CPP. What is the date of birth of the Osajifo? Osajifo says here that my date of birth is 18 September. Years down the line, we come to celebrate Nkrumah's birthday as 21st September. Maybe they did something that we don't understand. So maybe the clerk of parliament will explain to us that yes, his birthday is 18 September, but 21st was chosen by Professor Mills as a result of this, that. And then we are fine. We can go to bed. We know that we haven't made a mistake. He says, the following day of this news was my 47th birthday. I woke up early in spite of a restless night and stared at myself in the mirror. Is it possible that all men feel as young as I do on my 47th birthday? He asked himself. Ha ha ha. Nkrumah had a great sense of humor. This, to Mr. Clark, is a clear indication that he, per his own account, was born on the 18th of September. We will seek clarification from your office as to whether the day, as presently celebrated, is to mark the birth of our first president or indeed considered by the government as his date of birth. Further research conducted by our outfit indicates that the 19th of September 1909 was a Saturday, which further aligns with Nkrumah's creating of Kwame, which is a name given to, I think he wants to say the 18th of September. Apreku, do you mean 18th of September here? Because we are talking 18th of September. But Nkrumah's original day is said to be Kofi. Some people say, I think, who told me that? One of these old men that I always go to learn from, I don't know whether it was Justice D.F. or something like that, said that Nkrumah's actual birthday was Kofi. He's Friday born, but he used Kwame for some reason. So it's possible that you are right, on the 9th of September was a Saturday, but he was born on 18th, so it was a Friday, which further aligns with Nkrumah's creating of Kwame, which is a name given to an Akan male born on Saturday. Indeed, the 21st of September 1909, which we have all thought is birthday of Kwame Nkrumah, did not fall on a Saturday, but on a Monday. Hence, it could not be conceived that an individual called Kwame could be born on a Monday. Anyway, we pray our outfit looks into the matter. We pray your outfit, Mr. Clark, looks into the matter in order to substantiate our claims or otherwise. This will greatly help the discourse in our politics and put our history in perspective. We count on your usual cooperation. Yours faithfully, signed by Paul Adumotre. Okay. So that letter will be going to the clerk. A copy will go to the Attorney General. A copy will go to the Majority Leader in Parliament. A copy will go to the Minister for Interior. Anybody can check. It's in Nkrumah's biography. We gave you the page. Please go and look at it. Page 283. Osajefo's biography. I have many copies. If you want one, you can contact me. I'll give it to you. I can screenshot it and post it on our Facebook page tomorrow. It's there. He says my birthday was the next day. He said this was 17 September. My birthday was the next day. That's the book. That's the book you can see there on your screen, the red, gold, green book. He said, my birthday was this day, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Or do you have the details of that? Do you want me to use that as you put it there? Maybe they want me to use it, they'll put it up. Okay, but we're running out of time, aren't we? It's past 10 o'clock, and we have notice of poll is our big story today. So maybe let's just go to the text message. You see what people are saying. This is our just beginning. It's our beginning story. We are getting really into the action on notice of poll. This is Ghana. How many days more to election? We didn't even remind them today. We'll remind them when we come from the break. Okay, all right. Let's go to the text messages and see what people are saying before we take the break, before we come to our big story, the notice of poll. Who should I start with? Anzaba, what are people saying?
Johnny, he says, NPP will win by 54% of the vote. Salalaki says, John to win. Kofi Owusu says, I love your shirt, Paul. Kweku Opoku is saying, more fire tonight. Paul, do justice to the Olivia story. Do justice to the Olivia story. Honorable Ivan says, Paul, I like your shirts. Let me know where you bought it from. Sumaila says, good evening, Mr. Paul. Please, what is the number Prophet Kusi Appiah said Dr. Baumia was going to be the last time he came to your show on Good Evening Ghana? Baba Wala says, press 1 to break the 8. Nanayao says, Paul, knows that in 2008, President Akufo-Addo won the first round when he was first on the ballot paper. Misho Boy says, Tony Aubin is a shame. The CSOs and National Peace Council are hypocrites and shameless. They are able to condemn when the members of the NPP or the government are on the chopping block, but they've all turned a blind eye to what's currently happening in the nation. Malik says, if they said the money would be given to the headmaster, it does not mean the headmaster would be the one to go to the market. And lastly, from Ubo, he says, in secondary school, it was the matron, Beza, and the headmaster who were given the responsibility for feeding. Okay, over to you, Ella.
Right. So, starting from Samuel, he says, Paul, you are right. 18th September 1909 was a Saturday and 21st September was a Tuesday. Paul, you are great, but I am surprised Nkrumah's kids do not know their father's age. This one is from Ahmed. He says, it is so astonishing that most NDC people conduct themselves in a selfless manner. You call the presenter names and yet you use your data to watch his show. This one is from Yada. He says, while Baumia is campaigning, Mahama is complaining. And after a few months, they will protest on the streets, accusing the EC of stealing. Daniel says, good evening, Paul. You should also note in your analysis that Miracle Abuaji on Joy News requested the production to show the video of Tony Aubin in Galamsey, urging the Galamseyers on. It was so embarrassing how Joy News was so reluctant to show the video, even after Miracle continuously requested for the video to be played. I honestly do not understand what is happening to our media space. It is as if they have all been told to hate Nanado vehemently. It is so bad. Abdul says, the majority of Ghanaians are going to vote based on two major policies. One, free SHS, who can maintain it and its progress. Two, student allowance. Majority of nursing and teacher trainees will vote for a person who can maintain it. The NDC needs to understand that these two major interventions shall give Dr. Baumia victory come December 7th. Ghanaians do not have short-term memory. Johnson says, you see, NDC is underestimating the intelligence of Ghanaians as they always forget that the Ghanaians of 1992 are not the Ghanaians of today. Yada says, hey, whimsical promises from a desperate politician. Abdul Bakar says, I can't imagine the motives that the COS has to support John Mahama. Only personal interest. They are not helping him come up with any better policy. Isaac says, hello, Paul. What surprised me is John Mahama is talking like this is a Ghanaian, like a Ghanaian will be applauding him. Very sad. Maybe we don't hear, maybe he thinks we don't hear what he's saying. President Mahama is in the old age and he needs to be digitalized and upgrade. Lastly, Isaac says, so Paul, what is JM trying to say by this? He's trying to say that he prefers that each school goes to buy their own foodstuff. That is such a cost to the nation instead of just buying it in buffer stock. Anyway, the idea is seriously counterproductive. Watching you live from England. All right, and it's what you have for us.
So, still more viewers have sent messages concerning ex-President John Mahama's statement on the free SHS improvement. Samuel Kwachiberko said, Paul, giving money to the headmaster does not necessarily mean that he, the headmaster, would go to the market himself. Note that at the school level, he is the spending officer. When Nanado constructs a road, for example, does he personally involve himself by driving the grader? Now, Kwesi Adai says, Paul, I think you are belaboring the point. I don't believe that John Mahama meant that the headmaster himself was to go to the market. The headmaster represents the school authority. So giving money to the headmaster to buy those items does not mean he was obligated to do so personally. Isaac Insumeni says, I think that Paul got what JDM said wrong on the free SHS policy. By his submission, he meant decentralizing the procurement of the food, which is to help curb delays and to help improve the economic fortunes of the locals in the areas where these schools are found. And Ebenezer Opon Appiah says, the headmaster going to the market is actually not a problem, as he could always act through the school's account office. The problem is who checks if the money would be used for the intended purpose, as monitoring would be a bit difficult. Who does the monitoring and at what stage is it done? It would rather enrich some individuals, providing a breeding ground for corruption rather. Kwajo Akosa continues to say, Paul, I think President Mahama was saying the money would be sent to the schools. The reference to the headmaster was only for emphasis. We all knew the protocols for purchases prior to free SHS. This is not a fatal injury to the former president on his views with regards to free SHS. And on the ballot, one in town says it is actually absolutely disingenuous on the part of anyone to suggest Akufo-Addo failed to win in 2008 by being number one. The first round was actually returned
a win for Nana Addo with over 100,000 votes, but was short of a win of 50% plus 1 vote. The second round was just a square off between Nana Addo and Prof Mills, which placed no one in an advantageous position. Let us clear this misconception and misinformation on Nana Addo not winning because he was #1 on the ballot. Over to you, Angela.
Right, we have Kwabena Frank saying, great discussion. I think positions on the ballot paper count because it sometimes makes it easier to identify the party or the candidates you want to vote for in that order. And coming election 2024, this time around there are 13 candidates vying to become president of Ghana. It says for those who can't read or identify colors, they will have it difficult to differentiate those whom they want to vote for. We also have from Kaswa Paulus, your namesake, saying, JM is on record to have said it is impossible to develop a country in 4 years, but now he's going around saying he wants to build a prosperous nation when all he has are 4 years, if elected. Or does he think we have short memories? That's a bit cheeky. Moving on, we have from Albert. He says, Mahama's 8th position means he's paving way for Bawumia to break the 8th. Okay. In 2016, Mahama chose 3rd, and they made it John 3:16. And he lost. In 2024, Mahama has chosen 8. Everyone should go and read John 8:24. Again, there are 13 candidates. Mahama is number 8. We have also from Bun Malik saying, on a more serious note, let's forget about politics for now. My Muslim brothers and sisters, if we Muslims miss this opportunity to get a president, when again do you think we can get the opportunity? From Sekondi, this message reads, is John Mahama telling us that our headmasters are going to take the job of matrons and cooks and go to the market for foodstuffs for the students? Indeed, when the race gets hard to run, propaganda and old-fashioned programs become the norm. Lastly, we have from Maame Kunedu from Ashongman. He says, Paul, this proposed improvements of free SHS by Mahama is laughable. Adding this new job description to the headmaster's role is not the way forward. In addition to the supplies from buffer stock to the senior high schools, some amounts of money are given to the schools for purchase of other items that are not supplied or run out of stock. You'll be shocked to know that some headmistresses or headmasters use it as their fuel or transportation allowance for funerals and other social activities. They subsequently instruct their accountants to get fake receipts from TOE to cover those expenses before audits. Paul, Mahama's improvement proposal will not only increase the level of corruption in senior high schools, but seriously affect the quantity and quality of food provided for senior high schools. Paul, back to you.
I'm still texting about the Nkrumah birthday. Everyone is people are texting me about it. Okay, so we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll touch on that. And then notice of poll. Tell your friend to tell his friend. We're going to get really controversial. Notice of poll. We're picking from 92. We're looking at the constitutional provisions. Why does the 1992 Constitution say that some parties can have a... I don't know whether you understand, viewers, why this is important. Because what is happening in this 2024 election is that whereas the National Democratic Congress, the biggest opposition party, and who is fielding an important person, a former president of Ghana for the first time in the history of the Ghanaian elections, politics of elections, first time we're fielding a former president of Ghana. Now, the NDC's presidential candidate is at number 8, okay? But some of his parliamentary candidates will not be at number 8. Why is that so? We're going to check the reason why. Let me say it again. The MPP presidential candidates on my left, Mahamadou Bawumia, my left here, Mahamadou Bawumia, is number 1. All MPP presidential parliamentary candidates are going to be number 1. The NDC presidential candidate, former President John Mahama, is at number 8. All NDC parliamentary candidates are not going to be number 8. So NDC cannot have a unison of a campaign message to say order number 1, oh, order number 1, oh, to Obama, no. No, because if you say order number 8, John Domelo is at 5, somebody is at 6, somebody is at that. John Mahama is at 8. So I'm going to explain how that has happened because some people are very unhappy with it, and it kind of sounds like unfair to NDC, and I can understand that. But it's as a result of the provisions of the 1992 Constitution. I'll show you when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We have a full constitutional law lecture on the notice of poll when we come back from the break. This is Good Evening Ghana. It's educative, it's informative, it's entertaining, no insult. It's about presenting the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. We'll be right back.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Welcome to Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where your future home is taking shape. Discover a community like no other, designed for families and individuals seeking comfort and connection. Enjoy a host of amenities, including a swimming pool, tennis courts, kids playground, and serene sitting areas, all designed for your enjoyment. Embrace the opportunity to be part of this vibrant community with flexible installment plans available. Your dream home is waiting at Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where every moment is a promise of home and affordable luxury. Visit us today at 145 North Legon, Accra. Call us on +233 244 764 499 or +233 204 950 810. For our UK clients, you can reach us on +44 190 853 3149 or +44 791 737 6631 or visit www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com to learn more. A community like no other. Welcome to Rehoboth Ayimensa.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities, you don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Using Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture, brought to you by Koa Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, proudly made in Ghana. Formulated to support your general well-being. For those seeking immune system support, there is Koa Plus Mixture. Support your body's defenses and stay strong. When it comes to combating malaria, Koa MT Mixture will aid your treatments. For effective relief from malaria symptoms, try Koa MT Mixture. Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture are not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 12 years. Always take a malaria test before using Koa MT Mixture. Choose Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture for your health needs. Available now at pharmacies nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact 0244 726611 or 0591 565 778. This advert is
anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Semi kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim Jom Kasan.
Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling ye. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
You the answer to my prayers. You with me everywhere. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need tonight. Give me shelter from the rain. You breathe life in me again. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need to know tonight.
Hello, my name is Roland Walker. I'm here at Coastal Park. It's one of the many courts belonging to estate masters, and they are into service plots, property management, and luxury homes. And just in case you want to make that decision to invest into a landed property, estate masters is the right choice to make. If it is from an indenture, a site plan, you want it also barcoded, all is available. You might have heard about Chopoli. It's where we have the next cottage of estate masters. It is not only one of the thriving, but the most inviting landed property sites for you also to invest in. We encourage you, do invest in the next cottage at Chopoli. It is just close to the yet to be demarcated airport. That also will be a valuable property for you to invest in.
Hey, Walambo!
Hey, Walambo!
Hey, I asked him to buy me original politics.
Hey, please don't make mistake. Talk to Papa. Open the come on. And you politics no girl. Yeah, Papa.
Papa, can ruffle.
The pointer is original, the first and the best.
What is? Ukota also for the acrobat using it.
Politics, yes.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you can get 8K. Get that packing from your Pokemon. One line. Hey, wait.
You can put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck. Hey, Bill Radio. We are star 712. It's much more phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now, you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
there, tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
back on air. Good evening, and we continue with the show. Okay, notice of poll. So we're going to start from Article 55. We start from 92, 96. Before then, though, let's show you my favorite video about declaration of election results in Ghana's constitutional history. We know that our book is nearly out. It's going to come out very, very soon. Watch out for it. But as a result of all of that research, this turns out to be my favorite video, and I'm sure it's the favorite video of some people because it tells a story of an African politician. This is the video of the declaration of the final results, Charlotte Osei, 10th December 2016. Have a look.
Mr. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC had 4,713,277 votes, being 44.40%. Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party had 5,716,026 votes, being 53.85%. On the basis of the foregoing figures, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the returning officer for the presidential election, it is my duty and my privilege to declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC had 4,713,277 votes, being 44.40%. Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party had 5,716,026 votes, being 53.85%. On the basis of the foregoing figures, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the returning officer for the presidential election, it is my duty and my privilege to declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC had 4,713,277 votes, being 44.40%. Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party had 5,716,026 votes, being 53.85%. On the basis of the foregoing figures, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the returning officer for the presidential election, it is my duty and my privilege to declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC had 4,713,277 votes, being 44.40%. Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party had 5,716,026 votes, being 53.85%. On the basis of the foregoing figures, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the returning officer for the presidential election, it is my duty and my privilege to declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana.
I'm not gone. I'm here. You didn't see me on the touch screen. I'm here. Okay. We need 3 more minutes to finish the data presentation for the notice of poll. We are telling you the story from 1992, 1996, 2000, 2004, 8, 12, 16, and 20. We're giving you the full details of the notice of poll. When we finish, we will show you 2024's notice of poll and explain to you why something is knocking something. Anziba, what are people saying so far?
Stephen, he says, well-organized campaign team, the sky is the limit. Amwak says, what time is Paul addressing the UN? Mensa Harrison says, Uncle Paul, the NDC parliamentary candidates can still have the 8th position on the ballot paper because parties who do not have parliamentary candidates who have blank spaces in front of them, and those parliamentary candidates would still have positions in line with their presidential candidates. Jemu says, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is set to deliver his final address to the United Nations. What a president he has been. Generations and posterity will forever be grateful to him for his outstanding performance. Raz says, may this country not fall in the hands of hungry men, the NDC. They do not have any ideas. They all know its politics, loot and share. Lastly, from Haj, she says, hashtag inshallah, it's possible to break the AIDS. Hashtag Bawumia for President 2024. Ella, what do you have for us?
Alright, so this is from Lawyer. He says, good evening, Paul. Please inform the NDC that if their campaign isn't resonating with Ghanaians, they should not blame their unappetizing and incompetent candidates, not the EC. JM, who after taking over from Professor Mills, only put the entire country in doomsday for 4 years, led the NDC into opposition and kept them there. Now Ghanaians are more discerning and will choose a forward-thinking leader like Dr. Bawumia over the past Mahama. Kind regards to Gloria Rusu, PC for Chubu constituency and Assistant Secretary. Abu Bakar says that Ghana is blessed for having a critical thinker like Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to become our next president. It is possible. This one is also from Kofi. He says, I love your shirt, Paul. I will be coming for it. Kwabena Frank says, good show and very well-educated TV program. Paul, your flow and your wisdom is above your years. Razak says, the most educative evening show currently in Ghana, Senior Polos. We are in our chair watching you live. And this is from Jesus. He says that the finest journalist of all time, learning from you, keep it up, and more of him. Lastly, from Samula, he says, good evening, Paul. Please, what was the number that was promised to Dr. Bawumia, and what has it got to do with him winning the elections? All right, Annette.
Right, so still on the balloting story, Idrisi says, concerning the numbering, in everything everyone does, they want to be the first and not the eighth or even the last. At least let not pretend as if being awarded the eighth position is better than the one in the first. Good evening, Paul. Now, Amin Kadosh is wondering how the NDC parliamentary candidates will market their numbers on the ballot and that of JDM. Interesting times ahead, he adds. Now, Ms. Jerry says, number one in the Bible actually represents first, unity, supreme, and it mainly represents God. So the battle is actually the Lord's, and with God all things are possible. Therefore, it is possible Bawumia will be the first Muslim and economist to be president in Ghana. Now, Sumeya Bawisa says, Mr. Paul, what actually was the number that Prophet Kusi Appiah said Dr. Bawumia was going to be the last time he came here to Good Evening Ghana? Now, on the EC story, General Coleman says, I believe rigging elections in Ghana is highly unlikely due to the country's robust and transparent electoral processes. The Electoral Commission of Ghana ensures that every stage of the electoral process is open to scrutiny from stakeholders, including political parties, observers, and of course the media. Bernard Arthur has another opinion. He says there's no way on God's green earth that the EC can rig an election in favor of any political party. I'm very proud of this EC because I believe they will be once again vindicated. Thumbs up. And Edward Dubois says, of course, the EC can actually rig the elections. They did it in 2020. Didn't NDC win Techiman South and Isikado Ketan? What happened? Additionally, the EC disenfranchised South. Furthermore, most presidential votes in Ashanti region were 20% higher than parliamentary votes. And lastly, Kwame Criskett says, it's actually sad how most NDCs think that the EC can cause their loss in this election. We are voting massively against that party. Angela.
Right, we've got Michael Emmanuel saying, for me, I think the number on the ballot really matters. Looking at the level of education and understanding in our society, most people vote based on the number on the ballot, apparently. Okay, continuing, he says, some people also feel lazy to move down the ballot paper to cast their vote. They'll prefer to vote for the earlier number and go their way since they're in a hurry or tired of queuing for a long time to get to their turn to vote. Interesting take. Emmanuel Hansen says, Paul, if I don't understand some political things, I listen to your show for proper understanding. What am I hearing about someone gave up the number one to somebody? Apostle, you have the answer. Please help us. He says, I salute you, more grace for Ghana. We also have from Abdul. He says, you're one of the journalists I respect in Ghana. God bless you. Of course, thank you. Moving on, we also have now Ibn Ali Duyao saying, Apostle Paul, you'll lead a powerful sermon today. It's all about the balloting. The chosen one is Dr. Baumia. Now, Master Planner again says, watching you live with Honorable David Boachi, Bono East Regional Secretary. My grandmother in Al Hassan Akura in the Kintampo North constituency said she cannot waste her time searching for any number out of the 13 presidential candidates. He says that I can. Metu number 1 na Mako baby. Baby. Right. He says, me call me baby.
You.
Okay. He continues. Number 1 is easier to be found on the ballot paper, and the last is number 13, also easier. 6, 7, 8, 9 are difficult to locate, and certainly it will affect their votes one way or the other. Now, last 2 from Mark in the USA says, hello, Paul. You know very well that in our time at secondary school, bursars were the ones shopping for the schools. The money we were giving to the headmasters doesn't mean he's going to the market to shop. We still have the bursars to order food for the schools. Food suppliers will send the food to the schools, and the bursars will effect payment. Unless, of course, under 24-hour dog trip, the headmaster will now go to the market holding baskets to shop. Lastly, we have from Kojo Opoku, watching us from New York. He says, I think the reason why 21st September is recognized is because that's what he used officially. Back to you.
Yeah, I've been told that 21st September is, but we now found out that 18th September was a Saturday. 18th September 1909 was a Saturday. Our script said 19th September. We just need to change it to 18. It was a Saturday. So yes, but he was writing in 1956. And we assume that his document that is being referred to is earlier. But this is the man talking about it himself. It's a decision that we have to take. Maybe on his official passport, his date of birth says 21st September. But in his autobiography, he said so. So that's why we're asking the Clerk of Parliament, why did we know that he said he was born on the 18th and we just decided to go with the name in his... I don't know what's the date of birth in his passport, though, that we decided to go with the date of birth in his passport. Did we know? What did we not know? I don't know. I've not been to the Nkrumah Mausoleum yet. I was planning to go there in November just to go and look at it. So I don't know whether the museum has a part of that. But it's now 23 minutes to the top of the hour at 11. It's time for our big story. Are they ready with the big story? They are. Without? It's ready, but without 2004. My goodness. Oh my God. Okay. All right. What shall we do then? Let's take a break. We need to get everything ready. They don't have 2004 yet, but we'll get it. These are very hard-working people. They are working hard on it. Let's take a break. And the producer, give us a video to watch quickly. Very, very important one. Then we can finish the 2004, put all together, and then do the analysis. It's very, very important. 2004 is in now. Oh, producer, I beg you. These things, I beg you. Okay. All right. So we're ready to go. All right. Give me it is raining. Let me charge.
It is raining all around me. I can feel it, the lads are rain. Ride on Jesus, give us more rain until we are filled and we are sold with the latter rain.
the purpose of this presentation is to undermine the propagandist, okay? Because I was looking at the process all over the weekend, and it's natural for political parties after the balloting is done, the poll of notice to be done, to issue songs, words, acronyms, and all of that sort of relates to their position, and that aids their supporters to be able to remember their position, and that aids people who want to vote for them to be able to remember their position. What had happened this year is that some people who have their position, they need to market it. They were angry with, they were attacking other people's positions. So somebody said, for instance, oh, they've forgotten that Akufo-Addo picked 2001 in 2008 and didn't win. What is that? That's the kind of politics that we fight against all the time. Focus on your 8, promote your 8. That's perfect. Focus on your 5, promote your 5. Somebody also wrote, okay, they should go to Kumasi and explain their people that they are not on 8 and they are on 1. That's disrespect. It's not part of our politics. So I'm coming here to show those people that the 1 has a very glorious past. Every time a ruling party has picked 1, they have won. I've come to show it. I don't know who is going to win the election. I hope that Dr. Bawumia can win. I don't know whether he's going to win. But my analysis here is to show what has happened. And those who quickly went on Facebook, I was looking at, I said, what is happening to Ghana? Who are these people? Important people, lawyers. Oh, 1 doesn't win. Who told you 1 doesn't win? People were calling me from America. I said, but that is false. And I'm going to demonstrate. Every time a ruling party has picked 1, they have won. Except 2008, which Akufo-Addo actually did win, but. And it is not only MPP who have picked 1 and won. NDC picked 1, started picking the 1 first and won. Notice of poll, 1996. J.J. Rawlings won. Notice of poll, 2012. John Dramani Mahama picked 1, won. Notice of poll, 2020. Akufo-Addo picked 1, won. Every time the ruling party has picked 1, they have won. Don't come and be giving me. Focus on your thing. Promote it. Don't come and be telling me things that are not true. Because if you say things that are not true, once Good Evening Ghana exists, and once books exist, we will expose you on the touch screen. We will embarrass you on the touch screen. That's not how to do politics. We are here to let politicians do politics the way that benefits our people. Not to do politics the way that tells lies to our people. The way that does propaganda to our people. We are against all that. Okay. Timer, I'm now getting to the story. So everything I said, keep it at another paragraph. Give it another title. Now I'm coming to the story. Okay, what do I have in front of me? I'm looking for the 1992 one. Shall I roll? Okay, these are the examples of the notice of poll. So I believe this is 1992. Notice of poll. I hereby give notice that the following persons have duly been nominated to contest the presidential elections on 3rd November 1992 in the following manner. Number 1, Professor Albert Edubwahin, New Patriotic Party. Number 2, Dr. Hilali Man, PNC. Kwabena Darko, NIP. J.J. Rawlings, NDC. General Eskin, NPHP. Please, can we order it and start from 92 the way you showed me? I get the things coming anyhow. I don't like that. Okay, yes. So let's start with this one. So, okay, they were just giving me a demonstration of how the notice of poll looks like. We had to transfer it into our own template so that it's clearer to our viewers. Because what you say, okay, put it back again. I like that. Let me explain to viewers why we are not using that one. Yes, some of them don't come in real color. Like this one is difficult to tell. We had to take a photograph of some wood like that. So we have extracted these same data and put it in our own template for the purposes of our explanation. Look at something like this. What are we going to do with this? We are not sure. This is covered, that is covered, but we wanted to authenticate the numbers. So this gives us authentication, and then for the purpose of our analysis, so that our viewers can follow, we have changed it into our own template. So now let's get started. 1992. Okay, first position, Albert Edubwahin, Leman, Kwabena Donko, and J.J. Rawlings. Fly Lieutenant Rawlings went on to win this election. Edubwahin was not the ruling party, but somehow he picked number 1. Somehow, MPP like picking number 1, isn't it? This is A.A. Buahin who picked number 1. So why are there, we'll end this conversation by telling you why it is advantageous in this modern era to either be on 1 or be on the last, because you see the numbers that we have written here does not appear on the poll. It doesn't appear. Please show us another poll again, just anyone. Yes, there you go. Numbers don't appear. So they don't say 1, 2, 3. Numbers don't appear. It is just you have to count. So as I said, in 2008, Professor Mills said, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. You know, that time he was doing the Christian thing. He says, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. And then you stick on the Holy Ghost. So if you're here and you are Charles Reku Brobe, and you are number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's no 5 on the poll. The figure 5 is not there. So you cannot ask people to look for 5. You can ask them to look for your symbol, which is the CPP, the red cockerel. You have United Ghana Movement, the Stand, one of my favorites ever political parties, the Reform Party. You have the Rising Sun, Dubois and John Kufuor. You have the elephant, and you have the umbrella for J.E.A. Mills, John Evans Atta Mills. So this one doesn't say 1. That's why President Kufuor didn't say number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He didn't say 7. He said Asieho. Those who remember that. He said vote for Asieho. When you go and vote for Asieho. Okay, let's get to the analysis and get to 1992 again. So this is not eventful. We'll not say much about it. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings won it. This is the notice of poll 1992. Okay, 1996. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings number 1. He won it. This is the first time ruling party gets onto number 1 and completely wins the election by about the same margin that he won 1992. In this election, J.J. Rawlings was first. I don't know whether the NDC realized in 1992 that perhaps first is better, so they started praying for it. So this is J.J. Rawlings, 1996. He was first on the ballot. J.J. Rawlings won the election. Give me the results of 1996. There you go. The results of 1996 is here. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, ballot number 1. 92, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, ballot number 4. 96 is what I'm talking about. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, ballot number 1. He gets 2,323,000, representing 57.37% of the total ballot cast. 1996 election is won by the ballot number 1. Okay, let's get back to the ballot, please. Let's get back to the ballot very quickly. We have to wrap it up and do our sports and get on with it. Okay, so that's Flight Lieutenant Rawlings. He comes in at 1992. He wins it. Ballot number 1 is won. Okay, please show me the time when I'm going. In the year 2000, Dan Latte comes up with the first on the ballot, and Professor J.E.A. Mills picks the second on the ballot. Please remember that the numbers are not on the ballot. These are our own numbers, okay? George Hagan, and then Edward Mahama and Charles Broby all showing up in 2000. And then, of course, you have John Kufuor picking the final slot, number 7, and they used to say that is Asieho. Show me the results of 2000 selections. Show me the results of 2000. Okay, so 2000 selections comes here. John Kufuor is on ballot number 7. He wins the first round by 48.17%. He wins 3,131,000. He should have given me the second round results. That's the official results of the 2000 election. Producer, next time, accuracy. Give me the second round results as well. Okay, I have 2004 here. Let's get 2004 poll of notice very quickly. Let's run through it because our message is at 2024. So, 2004. You said you had a jump to 8. Okay. Are they going to get it? Yes, there you go. Okay, in 2004, these are the candidates that run the elections. Oh, just 4. I'm sure that will be the smallest number of candidates. Is it just 4? Let me check. Yes, I'm sure that will be the smallest number of candidates. Is it just 4 or we just didn't pay attention to the rest? They'll tell me. Okay, it was 4. Yes, okay, great. So George Agude, you all remember him from the CPP. He was first. John Kufuor was second. Edward Mahama was third. John Evans Atta Mills went for the Asieho. And the results of 2004, we've already showed you. John Kufuor clearly won. Let's move on to 2008. Okay, 2008, Nana Akufo-Addo picks the first on the ballots, NPP. Edward Mahama, next. PNC. John Evans Atta Mills, third. NDC. Emmanuel Ansa Entry, DPP. And Thomas Ward-Brew, a CPP. Now, John Atta Mills won the election from the 3rd position. And why did we say Atta Mills won the election? He won the election because he won after the 3rd round of voting. He won. But after the first round of voting, Adedankwa Akufo-Addo was the winner. Except, as we keep saying, winner but. You can call it a Pyrrhic victory if you like. Those who know political science, we say something is a Pyrrhic victory. You can call it a Pyrrhic victory. But Akufo-Addo actually won, and he didn't win by just a small win. He won by 100,000 whole votes over J.E.A. Mills, who came third. Professor Mills's campaign for 2008 was Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Okay, so that's 2008. Do you have the results in first and second round? It's important that you do, but let me see 2008 results. Let's see what you got. All right, 2008 results, it has only John Evans Atta Mills as number 2, winning the election. All right, so let's get back to 2008 and let me do the isolation. So the isolated case is 2008, where the person of the ruling party on the first ballot did not win. Somehow, the first position always goes to the ruling party. Rawlings was first in 1996, and then I think the next one will be this one. Adodankwa Akufo-Addo was first. He was a member of the ruling party, or the ruling party's candidate. Not just a member, he's the ruling party's candidate. So let me rephrase it. Somehow, the first position on the ballots often goes to the ruling party's candidate. And whenever it has gone to the ruling party's candidates, they win. You can call 2008 an exception, but 2008 was a kind of exception because in the first round, according to the results, Akufo-Addo won the election. He was first on the ballot. Okay, let's go to 2012. There you go. Then comes 2012, the next election. Ruling party's candidate, John Dramani Mahama, was first on the ballot. Why does the NDC pretend that they don't like first on the ballot? Why do they say they don't like first on the ballot? The last time John Mahama won elections, he was first on the ballot. So don't tell me that first on the ballot is a negative. You can't say that. As long as we are here, we are not going to allow you to say that because it's not borne out by the history. If you say that, it's not borne out by the history. This is the history. John Dramani Mahama was first on the ballot in 2012. He won the election. You can say whatever you want to say about election petition, Supreme Court, but the official results and the declaration shows John Mahama as the winner. And today, John Mahama is former president because of this victory. He took the victory from number 1. Anytime the ruling party is first on the ballot, they win. Don't let nobody come and deceive you that Akufo-Addo was first on the ballot and he didn't win. This is John Mahama first on the ballot. 2012, John Mahama first on the ballot. He won the election. All right, then there was Henry Herbert Nate, and then there is Nana Akufo-Addo third on the ballot. I don't remember whether Akufo-Addo said Father, Son, Holy Ghost. There's Papa Kwesi Ndum, and there's Akwesi Adai. Let's go to 2016. Do we have it? Yes. 2016, Akufo-Addo was fifth on the ballot. He won. John Dramani Mahama was third on the ballot. Who was the ruling party in 2016? John Dramani Mahama. NDC was a ruling party in 2016. Somehow they didn't get the first on the ballot. Driver Green Street. Next was Nana Akufo-Addo Ajiman Rawlings. Next was John Dramani Mahama, Papa Kwesi Ndum, Nana Akufo-Addo, and Akufo-Addo obtained the victory. Let's go to 2020 quickly. We don't need the results here. Let's go 2020. Show me 2020, and then I'll deal with it. Okay, I have it. Yeah. 2020, Adodankwa Akufo-Addo was first on the ballot. Just yesterday, Adodankwa Akufo-Addo was first on the ballot. And he won. He did win. He's first on the ballot. 2020, was Akufo-Addo the ruling party's candidate? Yes, he was. Anytime the ruling party's candidate has been first on the ballot, that ruling party has won the election. This is the record. I don't know what's going to happen in December. But this is the record. If you want to show fidelity to the record and not be propagandist, this is the record. And those who come on Facebook and say that somebody won first and he didn't win and 8 is better than, I don't know which is better. But this is the record. 2020, Akufo-Addo was first on the ballot. He won it. Whenever the ruling party is first on the ballot, they win. Nobody can take that and change it. This is the fact of the matter. And the propagandists must read. They must read. Maybe Captain Smart is the one advising them because he can hear 2001 and say that it's 1991 and do a whole program on it. When you go and say 2001, he can hear it as 1991 and he will do a whole program on it. He doesn't even listen. Maybe if Captain Smart is advising you, you will come and be saying things like that and embarrassing yourself that when you are on the first on the ballot, you don't win. Just yesterday, 2020, Akufo-Addo was first on the ballot, he won it. So the true reflection is that whenever the ruling party picks first on the ballot, they win. That has been the history. I don't know what the future will be. Only God knows the future. I don't know the future. But this is the history. All right. Now, let's look at the 2024. Put the 2024 on. Hey, I hope they have it. Can you ask them whether they have it? As you scroll through, 2020 is there. 2020 is still there. No. 2024, the current one. Oh, my people. My people. I obey you. We are doing notice of poll. We don't have 2024. Okay. So this is the problem. Let me take the text messages, and they have to do the 2024, and then we'll come back and deal with it. So text message, please get ready, and then let's deal with it. We have 4 minutes before 11, and we have to hurry up on this one. So this is the poll. This is how the poll went. Everybody knows 2024. It doesn't matter, but we still have to put it on the board and show you why there's a controversy about this. Who is taking the messages first?
This Safianu Adam says, position on the ballot paper have to some extent effect on the election result. Positions on the top first 5 usually help gain some more votes. We take so long queuing to vote that causes fatigue, obviously. Our ballot paper is vertical, how it's folded and handed over to the voter. The apprehension when some get to the ballot box, the space of the ballot box, easy identification of candidates, party symbols and name, etc. At some reasons, the first on the ballot paper have some advantage. The NPP on number 1 is really good for us, which is Safianu Adams, and the political parties would have wished for numbers in the first or the last. Now, Kofi Owusu Brobe says, at the end of the day, I think parties at number 7 and 9 are will rather each benefit from voters who might intend to vote for the NDC by counting. A mistake in counting might end the voter voting for the NDC, thereby reducing the NDC's numbers. Stephen Answer, all the way from Laboni, says, he's asking the question, does prophecy determine an election as declared by Prophet El Bernard, that first it was breaking the 8 and now the 8 has won it? Prophet Kusi Boateng has also declared a win for the NPP. So where does God stand in this prophecy? Now, lastly, if Wanyano says she didn't know that the ballot was actually not numbered. And then one more last person, Nana Akwesu Edu Jemfi says, those actually saying that Paul got what JM said wrong should actually stop it, because he was clear enough for anyone to understand what he meant to say. No ambiguity, no sarcasm. He meant what he said.
So, Young Woman says, for the first time in the history of Ghana, Ghanaians are yet to make history by electing the first ever Muslim president in the history of Ghana. If we, the Christians, are ready to vote for Dr. Bawumia to be the first Muslim president of Ghana, how much more those of you who claim to be Muslims? Dr. Bawumia is the future of Ghana. Please take note. This is from Julius. He says, the NDC are just con artists and nothing more. Rabik says that I am still thinking about how my illiterate grandmother, who is NDC, will manage to locate Dr. John Mahama at number 8 and vote for him. Sports ballot confirmed. Adam says the most popular number now in Ghana is the 8. Whether you campaign to break the 8 or you campaign to make the 8. Felix says the MPP is grateful to God for giving us our first position regarding our position on the ballot. Dr. Bawumia is winning. And lastly, from Mohammed, he says, Paul, good evening to you. Please keep doing to Ghana and the incoming president of Ghana. Please keep doing to Ghana and the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Bawumia. Please, where is Fatih on the show today? I miss her. We miss her too. All right, answer.
From Osei Adokofo, he says, His Excellency Bawumia will get a vote of 5,332,000 coming 2024 election. Nana Adofo says, in 2008, Papa Kwesi Ndum was a candidate for the CPP. Please cross-check your facts. Al-Hajj Bob Sidi says, number 1 all the way, Bawumia is winning massively. Inshallah, nothing more, nothing else. From Kwejo, he says, the best political show on TV. God bless you, Paul, and your team. From Sespim, he says, Paul, we have to test your hypothesis statistically. Lastly, from Yao Kanata, after the NDC loses the election, they will come and tell Ghanaians that the number 8 did not help them. Angelo, over to you.
Right, okay, so right, we have from Erod Babako, he sends a cautionary message. He says, as we approach the upcoming December 7, 2024 general election in Ghana, Political party leaders must exercise caution and refrain from making any comments that could potentially incite violence. And in democracy, political discourse must be conducted in a manner that is respectful, peaceful, and free from any violent undertones. Very, very, very good message from Aaron. We also have from Boachi Albert Foucault. He says, everything about Bawumia is proving to be divine. He was last during the NPP superdelegates, became third during the NPP delegates conference, and now picking first 2 consecutive times. It should tell us someone ordained him. Interesting perspective from Boachi, who clearly is a member of the NPP. We have Elder Saki from Kwadaso Estates in Kumasi saying, good evening, Paul. Psychologically, counting from 1 to 8 before thumb printing will surely send Mahama to another opposition. Well, I wonder about that. Anyway, Paul, back to you.
All right. Let's check out 2004. And let me now explain why there could be a problem and why I think perhaps the Electoral Commission must look at some of these difficulties. This is the ballot positions for 2004. Mahamadou Bawumia is 1. Daniel Augustus Latte, GCPP is 2. Ekwadonko is 3. Christian Kwabena Andrews Goom is 4. Kofi Akpalu is 5. Mohammed Frimpong, NDP, is 6. Nana Akosua Frimpong CPP is 7. John Dramani Mahama, NDC, is 8. Hassan Abdullahi Ayariga, APC, is 9. Kofi Korantin, Independent, 10. George Chum Berima Edu, Independent, 11. Nana Kwame Bediako Cheddar, Independent, 12. Alan Kojo Chemantin, Independent, 13. 13 candidates are vying for this year's election. I think it's about the longest, the biggest size. Okay, so few controversies that occurred. Electoral Commission wanted to ballot the political parties first, and they did. And so political parties on this list actually end at number 9. Hassan Ayariga, number 9, picked the last of the political parties. And then after that, they balloted for independents. So the independents candidate did not ballot with the political parties. The political parties finished. Now, this is the political parties order. Let me show you where the problem is. And as I said, there are no numbers attached to this, okay? Mahamadou Bawumia is 1. GCPP is 2. Ekwadonko is 3. It means, and parliamentary candidates follow the political, follow the presidential candidates, and independent candidates, if they have parliaments, will follow where they are. So if Mahamadou Bawumia is 1, every MPP parliamentary candidate will be 1. Daniel Augustus Latte, GCPP, is 2. So every GCPP parliamentary candidate will be 2. Ekwadonko, GFP, is 3. So every GFP candidate will be 3. Here is the problem. If Daniel Augustus Latte presents a candidate for Kole Klote, but does not present a candidate for Ladade Kotopon, this is what is going to happen. In Kole Klote, the MPP candidate, Ninoy, will be 1. The GCPP candidate will be 2. And Ekwadonko's candidate will be 3. If, however, in Ladade Kotopon, the GCPP don't present a candidate, but the GFP presents a candidate, it means the GFP candidate will now be 2. Because the ballot paper doesn't have space for blank. So if Bawumia is 1 and GCPP is not contesting in that parliamentary candidate, they will be out. The next person will come to 2. If the next person is not contesting, he will be out. Goom will come there. Kofi Akpalu will come there. Mohammed Frimpong will come there. Nana Akosua will come there. John Dramani Mahama is all the way at 8. So where in the constituency there's only MPP and NDC contesting, MPP will be 1, MPP, NDC will be 2. Where there are 3 candidates contesting from any of these, then there will be Bawumia 1, 2, 3, NDC will be 4. So whereas John Dramani Mahama is 8, most of the parliamentary candidates of the NDC in 257 constituencies might not be 8. In fact, none of them, we have checked, and we'll give you the information. 257 constituencies, none of them will be 8. None. All of them are 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 6, 1, 3, 4. That's the problem. Now, I don't know whether it's a problem that we have to genuinely sympathize with any political party that finds itself in that situation. But the MPP complained that in 2012, they found themselves in that situation. Give me the 2012 poll very quickly, please, and be alert. I'll be calling for these things. Give me the 2012 poll, and I'll come back to this one. Thank you very much. Now, this 16, please. Yes, thank you. 12. Here is Nana Akufo-Addo at number 3 in 2012. Henry Herbert Latte is at number 2. You can bet that Henry Herbert Latte will not be contesting for many of the parliamentary elections. So many of the MPP candidates will come to 2. So whilst Akufo-Addo is 3, some of his parliamentary candidates will be 2. But if John Mahama is one, all NDC will be one. So the biggest advantage for any political party in these circumstances is either to be at the top or to be at the down. So if you're at the top, you'll be at the top throughout 257. If you are bottom, you'll be bottom throughout 257. If you are in the middle here, and the person on top of you does not present parliamentary candidates, then you are going to shift upwards. And that's going to distort the campaign, because you cannot campaign for a universal vote of number 3 for the New Patriotic Party, its parliamentary candidates, and its presidential candidates. That's the problem. Is it a problem of the Electoral Commission? Is it a problem of the parties? What is the problem? It's a problem of the provisions of Article 55 of the Republican Constitution. Take me there. Article 55, 1992 Constitution. Take me there right now. Here you are. Article 55 details the qualifications of political parties and what they ought to do. I'm going to show you what is missing in Article 55 that creates this difficulty for big political parties who don't pick number 1 or don't pick number last, or maybe number 2 also works. Because if, like it happened in which election was that? The 2020. Like happened in 2020. Give me 2020, please. I want to make this illustration. It's very, very important. Give me 2020. In 2020, Nana Akufo-Addo picked 1. John Dramani Mahama picked 2. So everywhere MPP will be 1, everywhere NDC will be 2. That's simple. So if you campaign for John Mahama as number 2 for the NDC, you are campaigning number 2 across the country. You are not campaigning number 2 for John Mahama, 3 for me. So Sosui Madina is 4. John Demelo next door is 5. So Sosui is campaigning, vote for number 8 and vote for number 4. John Demelo says, vote for number 8 and vote for number 5. Should that create confusion in people's minds? I hope not, because you're looking for the symbol. But this is the real situation. This is what is creating the problem. So you're going to have, in 2020, Nana Akufo-Addo, all MPP is 1, all NDC is 2. So it's very simple, because NDC is going to fill in all the places. So I don't know whether we should start thinking about this as thinkers, civil society. Start thinking about this to find out what should the 1992 Constitution do so that this is averted. We want an election that people vote, they vote. We don't want people getting confused at the ballot. And we know our people. We are still a nascent democracy. We are still growing. So we want to make the thing as simple as possible. Take me back to Article 55. Let's read it out and show the viewers where the problem is. When we talk about constitutional amendment on this program, we don't just talk about it. We show you what has to be changed. Okay. 7 says, for the purpose of registration, for registering a political party, a prospective political party shall furnish the Electoral Commission with a copy of its constitution and the names and addresses of its national officers, and shall satisfy the commission that the party has branches. Now, these are the requirements I'm coming to. That the party has branches in all the regions of Ghana and is, in addition, organized in not less than 2/3 of the districts in each region. And the party's name, emblem, color, motto, this is the important part. Let me come back to it. It says, the party has branches in all regions, 16 regions of Ghana, and is, in addition, organized in not less than 2/3 of the districts of the country. Now, if you are registered in every region and you have branches in not less than 2/3 of the districts, you are a sound, qualified political party to be represented at the Electoral Commission for the purpose of presidential and parliamentary election. Let me continue. The last bit. It says, the party's name, emblem, color, motto, and any other symbol has no ethnic, regional, religious, or other sectional connotations, or gives the appearance that its activities are confined only to parts of Ghana. So this is all the political parties need to do. What is missing here, viewers? What is missing is that the political parties are not so obliged by the law or any regulation to necessarily field parliamentary candidates in every constituency. So they field parliamentary candidates in some. They don't field in others. And in Ghana, other political parties can mobilize for them to field just for the purpose of taking advantages. We all know that. So this is the problem. Should we have a look at Article 55? So we don't have a political party going into the election and your presidential candidate is 3. Your parliamentary candidate is 7. Because now, after the balloting, everywhere in the world, all the campaign is about the number on the ballot, especially in the third world. Once the ballot...
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
Oh, hallelujah. Praise God. Christianity is not a religion, neither is it a joining of a church and doing the Christian things like praying and giving and so on. Hallelujah. Christianity is the outworking of God's own kind of life.
Who scored the goal? I saw both instances. The first one, he dribbled him, the Manchester City, what's the reason? Kyle Walker. And if you watch the video, instead of Kyle Walker concentrating on defending, he was hitting the guy. What was he hitting him for? When the corner was flighted, he went round, he headed it, and he went inside. This is the time that I think that Arsenal are coming into their own. They are coming back to the invincible. It's all credit to Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. All credit. Of course, Man City deserve the equalizer. You can't do anything about that. Man City really deserve the equalizer, but it sets up the... Talk about your Manchester United. I don't have anything to say about Manchester United. I don't have anything to say. Let's take the text message. We'll come back to sports with Andy very soon. What are people saying? Where should I start with? Anzibar.
Oh, thank you very much. So, Kofi Owusu, he says, can't trade Good Evening Ghana for anything. Yes, not even my sleep. If it's past 1 a.m., I'm still awake. Chris E. Preacher says, wow, I don't know any journalist that's very smart, sharp, and well-informed, and on top of his game than this man called Paul Adomotri. Thank you very much. May God preserve you. From Bismarck, he says, they can as well market their party logos, which will be easier to identify. Amat Ifyu says, Paul, I think you have to look at the issue by focusing on the symbols of the parties. Remember, there is nothing like number 1, number 2, and number 3, etc., etc. Akompong says, it is possible indeed. Very bold solutions. Lastly, from Nelson Awuku, he says, I think our party should ballot from third to last. Over to you, Ella.
All right, so Alaji says, Paul, good evening. Ghana is just like a university. The lectures is quite massive and understanding. May Allah reward you, Paul. Greetings to Vincent Kwao, MP, Old Tafo constituency. Tapo, I agree with you on this issue. I believe that Ghana should have just two major political parties, MPP and NDC. The others are primarily focused on business. Chris says, wow, I don't know any journalist that is very smart, sharp and well informed and on top of his game other than this man Paul Adomotri. It's actually caused the hang parliament. Both MPP and NDC voted for their parliamentary candidates well, since their positions were corresponded with what was on the presidential candidates. I can assure you that there will be no hang parliament in this year, 2024. All right, Annette, what do you have for us?
Still on the balloting. General L. Coleman says the position on the ballot paper doesn't directly influence the voters, despite some people's spiritual connotations about the numbers. For instance, some prophets believe the number one spot confirmed President Akufo-Addo's victory that truly wins, he says, voters' hearts. Now, Edward Madrugo says it's intriguing how the NDC holds the view that whoever the NPP says goes loud and widely patronized. Well, this time, Dr. Bawumia's #1 position when any of the presidential candidates opt out of the race, which could likely happen. Their 8 could turn to 7 or even 5, he says. Dr. Bawumia is president in waiting to get sworn into power in January 2024. Now, Johnson says he gets Paul's message about the numbering. Atta Bernard says, I have a question. Paul, what actually happens if any of the presidential candidates decides not to contest again because it's becoming the talk of town? Joseph Opon says, Apalu said on OKFM down in their heart, wish they got either the first position or the last position because that would have made it easier for people to locate the NDC on the ballot paper. It's out of envy they say what they say. That's what he says. Lastly, Gabby Coran says, great analysis as always. Who wants to be the 8th when they could be first? He says, the NDC are pained over the number 8 they got at the ballots. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is winning this election, inshallah. Angelo.
Says, we truly have short memories. Indeed, the doom saw 3 years and 3 months is on the ballot. We also have from Dennis Rimpong, he says, Man City is just superb. They're okay. We also have Osebo Theresa saying, Paul, can you please train some of us, the youth, to give better reports like you? Well, you look into that. And lastly, Daniel Danko says, good was elected as the MPP's flag bearer. However, once they realized Bawumia's campaign was gaining traction and eroding their popularity, they shifted their focus to attacking him. He continues. Now, with the latest developments suggesting Bawumia is poised to win the election, the NDC has directed change in strategy likely stems from the NDC's awareness of Dr. Bawumia's surging campaign momentum and his consistent lead in credible polls, which is driving John Mahama's recent actions. This is from Daniel Apia Dankwa and Paul. Let's go on with the show.
All right. See, I told Andy to work an Arsenal shirt. He disobeyed and he wore a Manchester United. Andy, why? You said that time we called it was too late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why do you have to be a feather here?
Hearts of Folk have been going through some turmoil, but he won. That was this Sunday. So
against who?
Yes, that was against. So the Ballon d'Or, it has already been literally given to him. So
I see.
Nike has been doing a special boot for him.
Okay.
To commemorate his win. Yeah, that will be given next month, second week in October. But
so Vinicius is the Ballon
injury really worried him.
The recent injury?
Yeah.
But the Ballon d'Or should have been decided before this season
So
started.
they added everything, the Euros, the Copa America. If we're going...
Brazil won Copa America?
No. They were booted out way
so
that was the quarterfinals.
So how is Vinicius? Jude was in the Champions League.
Yes, but he was not the best player in the Champions League. It was that was Vini.
Did Real Madrid win the title?
Yes, they won.
They won. Okay.
Yeah.
Was Vinicius the top scorer?
He was the top scorer
in Spain.
Yes, not in Spain. In Spain, it was. Artem
was the top scorer in the Champions League.
Yes,
how many?
Joint top scorer 8.
With who?
That's Harry Kane.
Oh, Kane. Kane.
Yeah, but because he didn't win a trophy.
Well, he's an African, so it's good. Bukayo Saka is captain.
Yeah, Bukayo Saka. That was his second time being a captain for Arsenal, and
in Sunday's game.
Yeah. In the first 5 games of the season, the only player to do that was Thierry Henry, 04-05. So this guy is breaking records every season.
Talk about breaking records. The photograph next to you also broke a record.
Yes.
100 goals.
100 goals in 105 games. That is outstanding. This guy, there's nothing brewing rivalry and tension between Arsenal and City. All of a sudden, Bernardo Silva, who plays for City, says that he really doesn't see the Arsenal team as like the Liverpool team. You know, their rivalry with Liverpool from 2017 through to like 2024.
What's his point?
He's saying that Arsenal
for last season and this one
0-0, and then this season
this one was
2-2.
not negative football. They had the problem with the red card, so they had to resort to
very early on, 45 minutes.
Yeah, so that I don't know. Before the game, City were on top before Arsenal scored the second goal. Yeah. And Arsenal were defending stoutly, but then they injured. Otherwise, there's no reason why Kyle Walker should be wearing the England number 2 shirt. Yeah. And he's a player who he's like an Olympics player. He's Olympics.
I really don't understand.
Great Olympics player type of person. He's not as if he's not focused, as if he's
the first goal he just switched off and that was it.
You are mad.
Yes, and he says,
but that was very bad behavior.
Yeah, very bad.
Very bad.
So the defender, that's Gabriel, he says we are waiting for you at Emirates. So you can see that they are waiting patiently for
that game is way somewhere
match. Match. But this was the incident.
No, that was bad. That was really bad.
Very bad.
But that's now we're a bit lucky as well. We have to comment. As if it was a straight red. It was a second yellow.
Yeah.
And it's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card.
So he already had a yellow card.
The Arsenal fans are, calling a wolf that they have been cheating us. But see, the same thing happened to Declan Rice against Brighton. That his second yellow card, he kicked.
But on this occasion, he wasn't kicking the ball away. He shouldered off the guy before the ball got to the guy. So he wasn't looking for the ball. He wasn't concentrating on the ball. He was just fouling somebody. That's a yellow card.
Yes, and then the subsequent, the first one.
The first one is a clear yellow card. That one, they don't argue with it. They argue with the second one. It
was left foot, right foot 13, header 12, other. That's with the stomach. He scored a goal with the stomach, 18 penalties. 11 hat-tricks. 11 hat-tricks. That's 33 goals. Already 11 hat-tricks.
I still don't understand Erling Haaland. He's a fantastic player, but he doesn't have the flair of Henry. I mean, of Robin van Persie.
Or even Patrick Kluivert.
Patrick Kluivert is a defender, is a midfielder, but I'm talking about strikers. Rooney, Van Persie, Van Basten. They come with this flair. He doesn't have it. Ruud Gullit, the German guy, what's his like a beast. Yeah. No style, nothing.
Ronaldo,
he will score.
Brazil, Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's like that. He's like that. Ronaldo.
No, but Ronaldo he had a lot of flair.
Too much flair.
Oh,
style.
Ronaldo, you remember?
He had flair, but you see the style.
The style.
Okay. He doesn't have the style, but he will score you. He's a machine. You're right. He's 100 goals. He's there. He's up there with the best.
Yeah.
this is very,
he
very...
sets a record. Ronaldo, his first 105 games for Madrid, also 100 goals, and he also said the same thing. So your man is just, cooking and cooking.
Is he good at free kicks, Haaland? I'm not seeing him do that. That's the flair that is worrying me. He's not good at free kicks.
No.
He's not a dribbler.
No. You don't know. He's a beast.
When he played at Dortmund, was he relying on Jude Bellingham?
Yes, he was relying on Jude Bellingham, Jadon Sancho, Marco Reus. So when these three players weren't there was always a problem.
So does it mean Kevin De Bruyne? But De Bruyne was not in the game on Sunday. That was a super pass.
Very, very good Brazilian guy. So the Brazilians are also cooking.
Oh,
you understand?
I see.
And our friend Rodri, he was garnering for the Ballon d'Or. He's now hit 8 months gone. And, yeah. So City 74 since he came in 2019. 74 win rates when he's playing. 62 win rates when he's not playing. So hopefully 8 months. Yeah.
No Rodri.
8 months.
They have to buy in January.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll buy Bruno Fernandes.
We beg them. So these are the little rivalries. Which one has been your best, like in EPL history? I feel Kevin Keegan and that's what's his name?
No, I think
Mourinho,
Kevin Keegan.
Also Klopp.
It's also good. So who's going to win the title this season? Liverpool.
I feel Arsenal.
Arsenal, if they can sustain it, third party may get injured somewhere along the line. That's going to be a problem. Once third party gets injured for 1 month, they're in serious trouble. Wow. He's going to play for Ghana in and out to augment third party's work. Then I think they're getting there. But I don't know.
Let's just hope so. Let's
see what happens this weekend. Manchester United have to play Tottenham.
Yeah.
But if United gets Ten Hag out and bring in Tuchel, United can win the title.
Obviously. Ten Hag, I really don't know him because Vinicius Junior is winning the Ballon d'Or. But see, these are little stats. 48 games, 37 goals and assists. Let's look at the previous winners. Kaka, that was in 2007. That's 29 goals and assists.
It's not a data. How is a style?
Yes, I understand them. I understand
get
Ronaldinho too, 30 goals and assists. Shevchenko in 2004, 33 goals and assists. Nedved in 2003, 25 goals and assists. And even R9, he had the poorest. That's 2002 World Cup, 9 goals and assists. Oh, in 2001, 32 goals and assists. And then Figo in 2013, goals and assists. He's doing well, so he has to win. And let's talk about this boy.
This is the guy.
This boy.
This is the real deal. He has power, he has style, he has brain, he has turning, he has vision. This guy is going for something absolutely incredible. So who's going to buy him away from Barcelona?
It's going to be difficult.
United should buy him.
That's almost
2,000 billion.
Oh, of course.
What is 2,000 billion?
That's too much. But this has been his form guide since the
season. This guy is amazing.
He either scores or assists.
Crazy amazing.
Yeah.
Very, very good player.
Very good player. And yes, Onana, let's big him up. At least last season.
I happened to be in the ground. I saw it. I was right behind the goalpost. I saw this. The final.
The most big chances in the league. 17. We have scored only 5.
Oh, I see.
Only 5 goals.
That's the data.
Yeah, that's the data. 17 big
sports journalists these days, you do well with the data.
Yeah. So this is the Ghana Premier League.
Asante Kotoko, where's 6?
Yes.
Where's Hearts of Oak?
At 11th.
What's the latest on Ghana's game? Are we playing it in Ghana? Are we playing it away?
So they want to send it to, that's the Hofwe Boigny Stadium in Cote d'Ivoire. They will take us. Togo, we are having issues with them because they will.
So Ghana is out. The Legon, the Cape Coast, the guy.
Yes. So hard to focus. Also won during the weekend, and you can see the players enjoying themselves.
I see.
So,
okay, viewers, thank you for staying with us for that long. It's past 11. Thanks for watching. Good evening, and it's always a pleasure. I'll be back on Thursday with that interview with the Electoral Commission. Good night.